Hey y'all, Data Guy here. And today I have a video and kind of a follow-up to the video I did on Looker where I wanted to cover Tableau. So Tableau has been kind of one of the OGs of the data visualization game. It started in 2003 out of Stanford, really just gained explosive popularity kind of over the decade from then until it went public in 2013. And then it was acquired by Salesforce in 2019. So has kind of become more integrated into the Salesforce stack than I would like, just because I don't much care for how Salesforce does some of the things around just how it manages products, and I don't love their UX. But Tableau is still an amazing tool. It's one I still enjoy using. And so what I wanted to do in this video is just kind of go over how you can get started as a new user with Tableau. They offer a free trial, but I won't waste your time in how to actually set up that free trial. Just go to their website, toss some information in, and you're off the races. What I'm going to be going through is similar to my previous videos, just take some data, bring it in here and show you how to visualize it, and then also show you how to connect to other data sources and just some of the unique tools that Tableau brings to the table. So within Tableau, the kind of core concept is workbooks. You do also have flows where you can do kind of data transformations, but Tableau started, as a visualization studio. And so that's really what workbooks are just, they're just a kind of holding pattern for, or not a holding pattern, but a central location for you to bring in your data, visualize it, and it's all just, stored within the same notebook. And so you can use some of their example data sets here, or you could upload a file from your computer. And so to keep it kind of consistent between these videos, it's going to top this jobs and data CSV file here, where you can see, it's save my uploaded file and then publish my notebook. So we're just going to call this first visualization and then publish. And so here, once I have generated this, you'll see it's going to load in, publish it to my personal space. And this is one of the areas where Tableau excels is you can have many, many different people in here all working on different workbooks, it's different folders, and have role-based access control on top of it. So within these sheets is where you're going to be manipulating your data. So here, let's say, I want to bring in my company location. I want to look at company title. So I'm going to do salary by USD. And you can see here the average salary, or not the average salary, actually the total salary for each country. So this is pretty funny. You can see the total salary in Andorra of everyone that works in data. And then let's also add on top of this the count of jobs and data. And so here, once I have the raw data in, I can kind of manipulate it by doing things like, hey, I want to actually add a quick table calculation. I want to look at the percent of total. And instead of it just being a total amount of jobs or a raw number, this will actually be the total amount of jobs relative to the total amount of jobs that I actually have. So clear that out because it doesn't actually make a lot of sense here. And let's say, I want to make it a little more kind of complicated. So here what I'll do is I want to actually just look at the difference in salary data from everything compared to China. And so here what you'll see is just, hey, Croatia actually is making $1 million more in data jobs than China is. And that really has me questioning the accuracy of this data set, but this is just, a fun Kaggle data set that I got. And so really easy to just, add some quick calculations, do some quick manipulation on your data, but we're here to visualize our data. So how do you do that? And so to visualize your data, what you're going to want to do, just adjust my screen here real quick, is actually add a new dashboard on the bottom. So here, if I add a new dashboard, then what I can do is select a sheet that I'm going to base it off of. And, sorry, not dashboard, just you got to create them in your sheets and then add them to the dashboards. My bad. It's been a while since I have used Tableau, so still getting back into thinking. But just so you know, so here we are actually going to be creating this visualization within the sheet, and then you add it to the dashboard, which then can be exported into external systems. You could add multiple sheets to the same dashboard. So here within a sheet, what I've done here is instead of having just the same random fields I chose earlier, I've added my employment type as a column and the sum salary as a row. So I'm looking at the amount of salary I can expect to make in each employment type. And so here, what you can see is your salary for full-time employees, part-time, and to make this a little more, so this is just a visualization that Tableau thinks I would like. However, if I wanted to change this, so let's say, I wanted to instead have it be based totally, what I can do is then go into marks, and instead of it just being the automatic one, let's say I want to be crazy and I want to make it a line graph. Obviously, it doesn't make a lot of sense for this particular visualization, so let's actually make it a pie chart. And you can see here I have my employment of full-time employees here by the amount of the amount of jobs. So this actually is really screwing up my data. So let's change something else, because what you can see here, this kind of auto plot, it's going to look at my number of jobs in the CSV, even though I might not have defined that as a value. So what we'll do here is remove this. We're going to remove the duplicate salary from the filters here. And now you can see just the pie chart of, hey, this is my salary type, and this is the type of graph that I'm using here. So choose whatever visualization style you want, and you'll notice it is a little bit less amount of visualizations options from Looker. It really just kind of says, hey, we're going to take the full seat drive of how your visualizations are going to look. You can change some of the different kind of small or here I have a map too, where again wouldn't really work, but if we go into our company location, so company location, let's delete and then have this occur as a map. You can see it's just going to generate this. Don't really have a lot of control over how to actually customize this view. The only things I can do here are, like, hey, I can change the different size of different data points. I can change to a bar chart, look at work setting, and add additional filters. So if I want to say, hey, I want to look at the amount of salary for hybrid workers that are in large companies. So I'll choose large here, and now I'll only be seeing the salary information for large companies. So I would say Tableau kind of focuses more on the mathematical side and being able to quickly change and adjust the data rather than really creating super beautiful visualizations, which makes sense. It's a tool that's is born out of 2003. There's only so much you can update and adapt. But here you can see, it really does provide a good way for you to slice and dice, change different data, and look at it in however you want to visualize it. You can also add labels. So if I want to, add a certain label here instead of sum, I can call this my favorite type, and then apply. And you'll see here now, it's going to just call my work settings my favorite type, which again makes no sense, but just wanted to show you what this looks like. You can also add things like tooltips. Where here I can add a tooltip on top of my data. So here, work setting, type of work maybe instead, press OK. And now when I go actually mouse over one of these fields, you'll see work setting type of work. So this is where you could add things like mathematical computations to say, hey, this is the salary divided by the average number of people in a particular work setting. So you have a lot of different options on, again, how you want to customize how these reports are generated, providing additional detail, and you can also do it programmatically and have kind of these rules set in stone where, hey, maybe it's showing me in here, this example, the sum of all the salaries rather than each individual salary. So you can change this, be additive, whatever kind of mathematical operation you would like. Now, similar to Looker, you also have these accelerators, what Tableau calls accelerators, where you have these kind of pre-built notebooks where all you need to do is you have, this example Salesforce dashboard you want to use. And what it'll do is just automatically bring in your Salesforce data once you obviously set up the connection here and pipe it into this dashboard. So instead of you needing to create your own dashboard, I could just take a workbook, add this, and then you'll see I'll get this prompt to sign into Salesforce to actually see my Salesforce data. And then there'll be a pop-up that asks me to sign into Salesforce. And so I don't get fired, I'm not going to show you my company's Salesforce information. So here, you also have things like Oracle Eloqua if you're still using that, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and you can also go to their full catalog of tools. Additionally, here, so you can create collections of different visualizations. I could, organize content from many different projects here. And you can see I don't really have a lot in here, but let's go into samples. So I could add my Superstore visualization here, where here, this is, kind of a more built out visualization where we're mimicking a potential superstore. You have different customers' rankings, and this is what happens when you bring those sheets into a dashboard. Then you have kind of a more fixed thing that someone can just look over and look at the different detailed data, have it cross-reference without necessarily needing to or having the ability to actually create that information or adjust or editing this, because a lot of times you're going to want to just make this purely visual for end executives without giving them the tools to mess up your own data. And so you can see here different forecasts. You can build out collections so you can group together similar analysis in one easy to use place. You can also look at your different data sources for that collection. So uploaded files here in this case, connected metrics. If you want to bring in external assets, so you see here, you have a sales commission. You can look at all the different data files that you might have uploaded or imported into Tableau. You can look at any recents. You can also share items. So if you have friends that you like to share Tableau visualizations with, I can't imagine what kind of friends those would be, but that is an option where you can have things that are shared with you. They'll be stored here. You have recommendations and really just a whole slew of different ways to organize and assign these different pieces of information and then send them out to different people. You also have different groups where you can add different groups of users, assign role-based access control, and really just a full suite of tools for kind of managing everything around managing your actual dashboards. So that is all I have for today in the interest of keeping this kind of high level and simple. If you like this video, let me know. Maybe I'll do some more explorations on Tableau, but let me know quick because you only get a 13-day trial with Tableau. So time's ticking. Have a good one, y'all. Data Guy out.